Ah, yes, Easter, that time of year when kids get up in the morning and then are delighted to go on treasure hunts and Easter egg hunts and find chocolate in their garden. That was my favorite bit about Easter when I was a kid. Although if you think about it, these little chocolates are only wrapped in a thin layer of foil, and if you're a modern parent, chucking that chocolate into your garden where, I don't know, your pets might do their business and it might rain and it might get really hot, doesn't really sound like the most hygienic thing. So that's why in this video I'll be talking about this, the Easter egg cache. It's a little file I designed for 3D printing which you can put your eggs in and then hide this in the garden and not worry at all about it getting rained on or getting hot or anything else. Let's get into it. So as you can probably tell, I'm not in Sydney at the moment, I'm actually in Perth visiting a friend for their wedding, and I thought while in Perth I would visit Frontier 3D. So for those who don't know, I used to work with Frontier 3D for a little bit before I moved back to Sydney. So Tim is an awesome guy, and I'll be putting a video up on my little tour around Frontier 3D, but while I was there I thought, okay, I want to crack this problem. Get it? I'm an expert in 3D printing. I wanted to design a file where I could design an egg which would unscrew like this. And designing something like this, even though it looks quite simple, is actually quite difficult. So I had to use SolidWorks. So at Frontier 3D, they actually have SolidWorks, and I was trained to learn SolidWorks in university. So what I did is I designed a revolve, which was then split in half, and then I made a tapered thread, which had a simple profile that was swept around that tapered thread. Then I hollowed out the shape using the shell function and added some radiuses. So this design should be completely printable without support on its current scale, but if you scale it up, you may start to need support material. And then I went and printed it in green PLA on their FlashForge Dreamer, and I got the thread backwards. This is a left-handed thread, so it's not lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, it's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. It's really confusing. Because I did it there and I left and only found out later, I decided to reverse it. So you can actually do this in Meshmixer very easily by using the mirror command, where you get the file and just basically make a mirror copy of itself. And while I was there, I also decided to emboss it with my logo. So here's the one I designed with my logo. It's conventionally threaded and it comes apart really easily. So what I've done is I've uploaded the original file, and you can get it from my Gumroad link, and it's free to download, and you can just stick it into something like Tinkercad and then go ahead and start customizing it. As long as you don't damage that thread or change it in any other way, you can alter everything else about the file. You can add letters on stuff and emboss and deboss and change it in that way. And then when you're happy with it, just get your chocolates and stick them in. Put the lid back on. Again, this is the backwards one. See, it's so, even though I know what I'm doing, it's hard to thread backwards. And then hide that in your garden for your kids to find. How cool is that? Anyway, so that's the Easter egg cache. I had a lot of fun designing this file, and I hope you guys enjoy printing it. If you're on my Patreon, you would have noticed that this file was actually available to you a week ago, and that's one of the perks you get as being a Patreon for this channel, and I really do appreciate it. Although, yeah, it's pretty fun, but it's a little bit small. I mean, even if I took this back home and printed it on my Wanhao Cocoon Create, even then it wouldn't print too big. None of my printers are very large. You can see where I'm going with this one. I went to my buddy Joel, the 3D printing nerd, and I said, Joel, I've designed this Easter egg cache. It's designed to hold chocolate. How big can you make one? I want to see how massive you can print this egg and fill it with chocolate. So, without further ado, click that link to go to Joel's video. Ah, clever. Yes, collaboration, that's what it's all about. So, go on, click that link. And if you're still here, don't forget to subscribe to Maker's Muse. It does help me quite a bit. But, go on, what are you waiting for? Bigger. There. See you later, guys.